So we go on, and today we will color the wood, but before we do that we have to take some things in focus. First, there are some parts of the maple that is going to suck in very hard, and that is like here, all the end wood, and here, and all the surfaces going that way and that way. And it could, of course, be a little bit darker there, but our goal is to make this copy, and the surface here is not very dark. We would like it to be the same color all the way, and in order to do that I use casein to fill it a little bit up. See this? And of course we don't want a sharp edge of the casein filler, so we have to smear it out a little bit. And here. When doing this, you have the opportunity to paint the surfaces as dark as you want. If the color goes into the wood, well, that's it. You cannot make any difference there. So it's good. Here also we have a surface that will have a considerable suction, and why not doing it on the edge also? I mean, this is an area which could be sandpapered and taken off the excess coloring. But oops, don't want it out on the wood. But I would like to have a control over it. Give this one more, like that. And here, of course. Maybe a little bit here. Like that. Maybe we do it on the top as well. As I said, I want control over it, and you can anytime just open it up by light sandpaper rub, and it will suck in any color you want. But so far I do it this way. Feel free to do whatever you want. Okay, good for now. And now we let that dry a little bit, and we are going to apply this. It's a powder called Rosinate. Many of you, of course, know how to make Rosinate, but I made this one ages ago. And you only use a very little, so this will last me for years. I will not make a video of how I make Rosinate, but I can show you how I was taught by an excellent maker by the name of Frank Ravatin. He was kind to come to Stockholm and lecture for us in I think it was early 2000 something. Not important, but this is how it is done. Now this is written in Swedish, so I hold it up and translate it to you. So you start with 400 milliliters of water and some alizarin, and boil until the alizarin is dissolved, and add 13.8 grams of potash. Then you have the next solution. I used spirit, but alcohol, but don't do that. Sorry, my mistake. This first solution, we go on there. We added the 13.8 grams of potash, and then we also add 30.2 grams of colophony. And we boil that until it's dissolved. We can add a little bit of yellow aniline color to make it a little bit more yellowish. You can add some brown too, but only a little, just to sort of drift it a little bit away and add one more color into the finished product. Then you have bath number 2, and here we have 120 grams of water. We have 4.5 grams of calcium chloride, 0.2 grams of iron chloride, and 13.5 grams of aluminum chloride. These are metal salts, and each salt makes its own color, so to say. Iron chloride is for brown. I don't remember I think the calcium is for orange and aluminum is for red, but I could be wrong. But the iron chloride is for brown, and it's tempting to, I mean, brown sounds good. It's for dark and old wood and so on. But too much iron, anything with iron, can be very hazardous for the future and make everything just black. I suspect that the old Viennese makers used some sort of iron stuff in their varnishes, and many of those violins are totally black. Okay, and then we take bath number 1 and bath number 2 and pour it together. And since this one is base and this is an acid, or you say shit, I don't recall the name, but things happen when you put them together. They foam and expand, and a lot of action is there. So you have to have a big pot. If you have a small casserole, then the risk is it just comes up of it, and you have some cleaning to do. It's called precipitation, and after that, what you want is the solid part of the precipitation. The rest is water, and what you do is you take away the water, either with just through a cloth, and then press it, and the water comes through, or pour off the main part of the water and do just a little bit with the rest. Then you put fresh water in. Maybe distilled water is to prefer, but I don't use it. I just use tap water. And you rinse it 3 times, and after that you try to dry this as soon as possible. You can use an oven, put it on like 50-60 degrees. You can use a microwave and a very low effect, but in some way, or you can just spread it over a large surface and let it dry. And when it's dry, you end up with this powder. So this is alizarin colored Rosinate, and the whole idea is to have this alizarin, which is water soluble, and the metal salts are also water soluble, and that is like impossible to put in oil varnish. But if you do it with potash and colophony, it goes into the colophony, and colophony is a product that can be put into oil. I mean, that oil varnish. That's how oil varnish is made, colophony and oil. So we have something that is turpentine soluble, and we will use that to apply the first coat of color on the violin. So we put that away, and Take some Rosinate. And some turpentine. And at first it looks like this, but you see it starts to turn the turpentine red, and it's slowly dissolving. So here we have the water-soluble alizarin with the water-soluble metal salts that gives more effect to the alizarin color. And everything is water soluble until you do this process, and suddenly you can put it in turpentine and it dissolves. Help it a little bit by the problem with coloring the wood is that when you do it the wrong way, you can like water stain on the maple. That will make the flames never really light up. But it would be black and white, black, white, black, white. And even though you shift it, the black part will never be the bright parts. But with this, it turns out the way you want to. So, and we can add a drop of yellow aniline color, maybe a yellow, we can add some more. And then we have the brown, careful, that's enough. And well, we can take some more turpentine actually, because you can add more color by going several times, but it's very hard or impossible to take it out if you added too much. So we say that's good. And a brush for this. And you can also always start in a part that is not so obvious or right in the eye of people. So I start in the peg box. And although that looks very red, it comes out on the brown side. That's one of the reasons I did not want to add too much brown color in it, because it's already brown. You see, it's quite dark now. And since the color is very dark, you might wonder why we did the sun tanning. But to get a nice color at the end, it's beneficiary to have a lot of different colors, not just one. It's a bigger spectrum of colors, which makes it more natural. Are you with me? I apologize for this very unprofessional videotaping, but it's not meant to have an Oscar. It's I remember when I started up, I asked a lot of people about things. How do you do this, that? But it was very, very hard to get a straight answer. So I do this for to remember how it was for me when I started. And I actually want very much to hear from some pros. I mean, you have a lot of people who has been making violins for years and years and made a big name for themselves. And if one of you is out there and have comments, I would love to hear it. I know a lot of amateurs are very grateful, but I would like to hear from you icons too. This part, put color on the top, would not be possible without the first layers of varnish. It would be totally black here and here, and since the top is almost every time more or less like left-hand traffic, it goes, the fiber go like this and that. You try to make them go in the same direction in the middle, but over here it's going to be black and white. But with the sealing first, it is possible to put color on it. Okay, last step is the neck. I heard of people who keep the violin in a UV cabinet just with no preparation at all for a year, but I have not the time to do that. But I saw the violin, and it was very, very nice. But yeah, good for him, because it was a hymn. So that was the first layer. Thank you.